So before I found Angelic Reiki, this is where I was at. I would say my confidence was probably the lowest at that point, along with my self-worth was probably even lower than that. I was reading all the books, but it still wasn't getting me to where I needed to be. I was hearing things like life happens for you, not to you. It was all like gobbledygook. You need to love yourself before anybody else can love you, which is easier said than done. When you've had the exact opposite drilled into you most of your life, where do you begin? How do you love yourself? That was what I was struggling with. I couldn't get my head round why I felt like I did, why I was getting treated like I did. I had always lived my life how I'd been brought up. You treat people how you want to be treated yourself, which I was doing, but I wasn't getting that back for some reason. It absolutely was mashing my brain. And then obviously I stumbled across the Angelic Reiki, which I will now tell you what that did. So I went along to the Angelic Reiki workshop, shitting myself a little bit if I'm honest. I didn't have a clue what I was in store for. Never, like I've said before, I've never been into like Reiki and things like that. Within the first day, I was actually healing other people, and it was blowing my mind. Is this real? But it was crazy how I felt afterwards. It's so hard to put into words. I actually felt as if everything had been lifted. It's not a miracle, don't get me wrong. It takes time and you have to do other things as well, but I felt so light. It was as if all my worries had been taken away. And after the weekend, because I did it Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, here's what happened on the Monday when I was driving down to London. So obviously it's 2 a.m. in the morning, which is when I used to set off to London, and driving down the M1, I can't think of what I was worrying about. I could not, as hard as I tried, and I don't know why I was doing that, I could not overthink. I could not think about all the shit that had been circling in my head. It wasn't there. Where had it gone? It proper freaked me a little bit. But this is why I call it the key. That's why my healing just accelerated. And you'll see in future chapters where I went and how that panned out. But it has absolutely changed my life. Really has changed my life. So in the next chapter, I'm going to cover the steps that I took next, how my path opened up, and how I moved my healing forward and my thoughts and feelings during that time. I hope you're enjoying the chapters that I'm sharing. What I'm doing this for is to help anybody out there that is maybe stuck in life at the moment. That is my ultimate goal. I'm not after massive followings or anything like that, but I truly just want to help anybody out there that needs to hear this. So thanks for listening.